Here are the crazy, unspeakable details of an Egyptian pharaoh's life. In ancient Egypt, a time when gods and mortals intertwined, pharaohs held immense power. But behind the grandeur and divine status, there were secrets and scandals. Ready to uncover the mysteries? Let's dive in. Number 1. The king's many wives. Power plays in the bedroom. In the grand halls of ancient Egypt, the pharaoh's bedroom was a theater of power and politics. The king's many wives were not just consorts but pivotal players in the grand game of maintaining and consolidating power. Marrying within the family was common, often with sisters or half-sisters, to keep the bloodline pure and divine. Take Hatshepsut and Thutmose II. For example, their union was as much about power as it was about maintaining a lineage believed to be ordained by the gods themselves. The pharaohs also sought alliances through marriages with foreign princesses. Pharaoh Akhenaten's union with Nefertiti, a powerful Mitanni princess, secured important diplomatic ties and trade routes. These marriages were strategic, ensuring political stability and economic prosperity. The harem, a collection of secondary wives and concubines, served as a reservoir for potential heirs, securing the dynasty's future. Ramesses II, with his numerous wives and concubines, epitomized this practice, ensuring his lineage continued through multiple heirs. But concubines were not just silent players, they wielded significant influence. The case of Mut-Nejmet, a royal concubine who became the mother of Ramesses III, illustrates the power these women could hold. Her position after her son's ascension shows that even those outside the official line of queens could shape the kingdom's destiny. The pharaoh's intimate circle was a complex web of power, politics, and personal ambition. Number 2. Divine marriages and forbidden liaisons. The pharaohs of Egypt were more than mere mortals, they were considered gods on earth. This divine status extended to their marriages, with their chief wives often holding the title God's wife of Amun. This role was not just ceremonial but imbued with religious significance, as seen with Ahotep I. These marriages were meant to reflect and reinforce the divine order, creating a bond between the gods and the pharaohs. Pharaoh Akhenaten took this concept further, declaring his wife Nefertiti a goddess alongside him. Their unique relationship and the religious reforms Akhenaten introduced shook the traditional foundations of Egyptian society. However, not all relationships were sanctified. Extramarital affairs, while providing momentary passion, carried immense risks. The lover, especially if they were of lower status, could face severe punishment, even execution, for their transgressions. The Amarna letters, ancient correspondence that has survived millennia, hint at potential infidelity within the royal court. These letters, filled with political and personal intrigue, suggest that not even the pharaohs' marriages were free from scandal. The exact identities and details remain debated, adding a layer of mystery to the already complex world of pharaonic relationships. The boundaries between divine duty and human desire were often blurred, creating a landscape rife with forbidden liaisons and their perilous consequences. Number 3. Sex magic and fertility rituals. In ancient Egypt, the connection between sexuality and the divine was profound. Fertility rituals were not mere superstitions, but essential practices believed to ensure the kingdom's prosperity and the pharaoh's vitality. These rituals, often involving sexual acts, were thought to appease the gods and guarantee bountiful harvests and a stable reign. The participation of high priestesses in these rituals underscored their sacred nature, blending the spiritual and the physical in a unique way. The god Min, often depicted with an exaggerated phallus, symbolized fertility and potency. His imagery adorned many temples, serving as a reminder of the vital role fertility played in maintaining the divine order. The rituals and ceremonies dedicated to Min were believed to empower the pharaoh and ensure the continuity of the royal line. However, the exact nature and participants of these rituals remain a subject of scholarly debate. The existence of temple prostitutes or sacred women adds another layer of complexity. Some historians argue that these women played a role in these fertility rituals, though their exact functions are still unclear. Were they revered participants in holy ceremonies, or did they serve a more pragmatic purpose within the temple economy? The debate continues, but what remains clear is that sexuality and fertility were deeply intertwined with religious practices in ancient Egypt. Number 4. The power of women in a male-dominated society. In the patriarchal society of ancient Egypt, women could wield extraordinary power, especially within the royal family. Some queens ascended to the throne as pharaohs themselves, defying traditional gender roles. Hatshepsut is the most famous example, ruling Egypt as a pharaoh in her own right and leaving a legacy of prosperity and architectural marvels. Her reign challenged the conventions of a male-dominated society and showcased the potential of female leadership. Regent queens, acting as guardians and advisors for young pharaohs, also held significant sway. Queen Tiye, the mother of Akhenaten, played a crucial role during her son's reign, influencing both political and religious reforms. These queens often acted as stabilizing forces, guiding the kingdom through turbulent times. Their wisdom and experience were invaluable in maintaining the continuity of the royal lineage and the stability of the state. Women in religious roles further emphasized their importance. Goddesses like Isis and Hathor were revered for their power and protection, embodying ideals that transcended gender. The cult of Isis, in particular, became widespread, highlighting the influence of strong female figures in both religion and society. Isis, the wife-sister of Osiris, symbolized resilience and maternal care, qualities that resonated deeply with the Egyptian people. The power and reverence given to these women illustrate the complex dynamics of gender and authority in ancient Egypt. Number 5. The mystery of Akhenaten's family. Akhenaten, the heretic pharaoh, stands as one of the most enigmatic figures in ancient Egyptian history. His radical shift from traditional polytheism to the worship of Aten, the sun disk, marked a dramatic departure from the past. This religious revolution was reflected in his personal life, particularly his marriage to Nefertiti. Their relationship was depicted with an intimacy rarely seen in ancient art, suggesting a deep and possibly unconventional bond. Nefertiti herself remains a figure of fascination. Her role extended beyond that of a traditional queen. She was depicted as Akhenaten's equal, participating in religious ceremonies and state affairs. Their partnership, both in reforming religion and ruling Egypt, challenges conventional notions of pharaonic marriages. However, the presence of Kia, another royal woman, adds layers of intrigue. Her role in the royal court and her relationship with Akhenaten remain shrouded in mystery, with theories ranging from a secondary wife to a high-ranking concubine. The fate of Akhenaten's daughters further complicates the narrative. Their sudden disappearance from historical records has sparked numerous theories, including exile or untimely death. This mystery hints at possible palace intrigue or political purges during a turbulent period in Egyptian history. Akhenaten's family, with its complex dynamics and unanswered questions, continues to captivate historians and laypersons alike, offering glimpses into the personal lives of Egypt's most controversial pharaoh. Number 6. Royal incest. A blurring of lines. In the quest to maintain a divine bloodline, Egyptian pharaohs often engaged in incestuous marriages. These unions, typically between siblings or close relatives, were believed to preserve the purity and sanctity of the royal lineage. This practice, however, raises significant questions about the personal and political dynamics within the royal family. Were these marriages consensual, or were they imposed by tradition and the demands of maintaining power? The debate on power dynamics within these incestuous unions is complex. Some historians argue that these marriages were strategic, ensuring that power remained concentrated within a small, controllable circle. Others suggest that they were symbolic, emphasizing the pharaoh's divine nature and his unique connection to the gods. The potential genetic issues arising from repeated close-kin marriages add another layer of intrigue. While concrete evidence is sparse, some scholars believe that genetic weaknesses could have plagued the royal line, affecting the health and stability of successive generations. Alternative theories propose that depictions of pharaohs with their sisters might not always indicate literal marriages. These portrayals could be symbolic, representing the unity and purity of the royal bloodline rather than actual matrimonial relationships. Regardless of the exact nature of these unions, they reflect the unique intersection of power, tradition, and divinity that characterized the lives of Egypt's rulers. Number 7. Death and the afterlife. Sex in the underworld. The ancient Egyptians believed that life continued beyond death, And the afterlife was a mirror of the earthly existence, complete with its pleasures and challenges. Tombs were meticulously prepared to ensure the pharaoh's comfort in the afterlife, including provisions for food, drink, and other necessities. Depictions of sexual acts in tomb art and funerary texts suggest that intimacy and reproduction were considered vital for maintaining a healthy existence in the next world. The concepts of Ka life force and Ba soul were central to Egyptian beliefs about the afterlife. The Ka required sustenance, including sexual activity, to remain strong and healthy. Funerary texts, like the Book of the Dead, included spells and incantations designed to aid the pharaoh in the afterlife, some with explicit sexual connotations. These texts were not merely symbolic, they were practical guides to navigating the challenges of the underworld. Erotic papery, graphic depictions found in some tombs, raise intriguing questions about their purpose. Were these images intended for religious rituals, personal enjoyment, or something else entirely? The controversy surrounding these depictions reflects broader uncertainties about the role of sexuality in ancient Egyptian religious practices. Regardless of their exact function, they underscore the importance of sexual vitality in ensuring a prosperous afterlife. Number 8. The legacy of pharaohs' sex lives. The intimate lives of the pharaohs offer valuable insights into the power dynamics and societal norms of ancient Egypt. Studying these relationships reveals the complex interplay between personal desire, political ambition, and divine duty. The role of women, whether as queens, concubines, or high priestesses, highlights their significant influence within a male-dominated society. Their stories challenge conventional narratives and provide a fuller understanding of ancient Egyptian culture. The connection between sex and religion underscores the centrality of fertility and reproduction in Egyptian beliefs. The rituals and practices associated with ensuring divine favor and royal succession reflect a society deeply concerned with maintaining cosmic balance. These practices reveal the profound intertwining of the spiritual and the physical in the lives of the pharaohs and their subjects. Ultimately, the pharaohs' sex lives offer a window into the everyday realities and existential anxieties of ancient Egyptians. The power of mystery surrounding these intimate details continues to captivate modern audiences, keeping the allure of ancient Egypt alive. By piecing together historical fragments, we gain a richer, more nuanced understanding of these powerful rulers and the world they inhabited. And that's it from this video. See you in the next one.